Hello and welcome to episode 23 of our Timberborn Emberpelts hard mode playthrough here in update 7. It's cycle 29, day 5. Got about 3 days left before we have a drought come in. Last time, as you can see, we have a bunch of tubeways to get constructed, and there's still plenty left to go before we can reach this water source and work on a bad water diversion. That is, and has been, one of the main goals for quite a while now, and once that's taken care of, then there's a tremendous amount of space that will become perfectly clean forever. In fact, I think it's probably, and I might have even said this before, it's probably the last true diversion we actually have to make pretty much the entire rest of the map green once we figure out what to do channelizing this bad water source and this bad water source and this one as well into another spot, or just make an aqueduct to get it off the edge of the map. And we can turn the whole map green. That was a goal we had a long time ago, but haven't quite gotten to. So, today I am going to try my best to get this up and running. Of course, I do have to build all the tubes. But there's still other stuff we have to do as well. So we're going to jump right in based on your feedback, your suggestions, so on and so forth. And I think the very first thing we probably should address is, yes, the many of you who have commented, why haven't you built a tubeway station up here? We will do that today. We just have to figure out a good way to route everything. And I don't think it's going to be too terribly hard. We just have to kind of pick something and stick with it. But that is going to be one of the things we're going to be taking care of in just a minute here. And then I was told in the comments that I've still somehow managed to miss some of these, what are they called? I don't even remember. The contamination barriers. Managed to miss some of those somewhere. So I guess we're going to have to examine what we have going on here. I'm pretty sure we've taken care of most of it. But, you know, it's always possible that I've missed something because it frequently happens that way. Obviously, these are not going to be that, but I think, like, it's hard to tell, but I think these shadows are from the, yeah, they're from these things. I honestly, unless you guys can point it out somewhere, I don't think there's any left, but of course, it's always possible for me to be wrong, because that happens very often. But we're going to go ahead and get this on triple speed. We're doing really well in terms of drought preparation. In fact, I don't think we're probably ever going to have to worry about it ever again. 12,000 water, 30,000 food, another 13,000 in ingredients. The wood numbers have been suffering a little bit the past couple episodes. But I think now that we've planted a bunch more trees, and we're going to continue in due time taking care of that as well, I think we're going to be pretty much set forever on wood. And, you know, not making any of these huge construction projects all at once anymore. But, like I said, it takes a whole long time. And we also have this big excavation project we've been working on. And I think a long drought, if it's going to be a long one, is going to be one of the best opportunities we have to make use of that. But I'm also not going to sit here and say we have to put in 8,000 more of these terrain gobblers, which is not what it's called, but I guess I just kind of invented that. Dirt excavator, that's the correct name. But I think at this point, we just kind of have to just blast this out. So probably what's going to happen is we're going to have to just commit to making a whole bunch of dynamite and extract and just blasting as much of this out as we can when we have the ability to. Because, well, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I really don't want to build a bunch of these. It takes so long. It takes so long to get these in here, and then you have to supply stuff, and then you got all these bots that have to work there, and so on and so forth. It's just a whole thing. So, speaking of working and bots and everything, you'll notice that we do still have beavers working. We have 96 of them, and that's because, of course, we had a fuel crisis that we really poorly managed. And that is something that I think is more or less taken care of now that we have a bunch more fuel being produced at additional refineries over here. But I don't think we can be too careful here. You'll note that this is basically empty at this point. And we do have 161 working bots. And we have 105 unemployed bots. So, you know, 267 bots is a whole lot of bots. And they all have to have fuel. And they probably all would love to have lubricant as well. But you know how this stuff goes. It takes time. It only just takes time. So we'll come back and take a look at that in due time. Of course, these guys working on the tubeways are going to be probably working on tubeways until the cows come home. And there are no cows in Timberborn, so you can do the math on that one. But let's actually build something to go up here before anybody else decides that I really need to do something else about this. I think probably what's going to make the most sense is for us to just come up this way here and then just go straight up this side of the mountain. I'm pretty sure you take a look straight the way through here, turn on whatever the heck this is called, hide construction guidelines, show construction guidelines. If I were to, for example, put this platform, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, that's going to line up not entirely perfectly, but it is going to come right to about here if we decide that's how we want it to go. So, obviously, tubes, straight lines, tubes best friend, etc., so on and so forth. So we can. I hate looking at this. No, don't put that there. I gotta turn that off. It's absolutely breaking my brain. All right. We can do platforms, or as we learned last episode, we can use the tubeway bridges, which are tremendously helpful things, but do tend to cost a little bit more money than it's worth if you don't have to use them versus just putting in additional platforms. So if we want to have these above the pathways like we have been, then of course each segment is going to be 2 logs, 4 planks, plus the cost of the tubeway itself, which is an additional 4 planks, and 1 piece of metal. So we're looking at total, because I already forgot, 2 logs, 8 planks, and 1 piece of metal per square, versus our tubeway bridge, which this is, we take a look at the length of this is 6, and it requires 24 logs, 28 planks, and 13 pieces of metal. So it is substantially more expensive. So I don't think it's before anybody suggests, I don't think it's a good idea to use this if we don't have to. And, well, I mean, we have the materials pretty much to do whatever we want, minus the logs, because we haven't grown a whole bunch of those yet. But I do think, just so we're all on the same page, I do like to explain what we have going on. When possible, I would like to just do things the simplest, most efficient way possible. Now, I am curious, because the bell peppers are not a tall plant. Can I get away with putting in a two-way bridge here? And I absolutely can. Beautiful. So that's going to be a real simple way for us to get over here. And I do think that is going to be the smart way to go about doing this. So we're going to go ahead and put in that perfectly right there. That'll get us all the way across. Put this all the way here, and then I believe, yeah, I am going to have that one gone. And I would like to go all the way across here. And then I was thinking, because we do have the ability to bury this, and we haven't done that yet, it might be kind of fun to just have this go completely straight and then come up completely straight, maybe right about here. And then, of course, we can have it go elsewhere as well. We can have it go around to the other side. We can have it come through here. Whatever we choose to do, because there's so many opportunities when this is integrated into the rest of the network, especially with the refineries producing different stuff and delivering different items. You know, it's good to take advantage of what we have access to. So, two-way bridge there. If we want to, we do have the ability to come in here and daisy chain them, which objectively from an engineering point of view is extremely terrifying, but is also, you know, one of those fun things, you know, you just kind of do when you're playing a game like this. It's like, why not? You know, there's no rule that says the dog can't play basketball, and there's no rule that says the beavers can't just daisy chain all this nonsense. So you will see that this goes straight into the rock face here. And if we want to take advantage of this geography for our purposes, we are going to have to put in a little bit of a construction scaffolding here with the help of a suspension bridge, and I believe this is going to be tremendously helpful. So we can have them build that, and then what we have to do is we just have to blast down to the appropriate height and then put our tubes in, and then we can build on top of them. Now remember, these tubes are slightly different from the vanilla ones that we can play with as the iron teeth. They're kind of like combined versions that the fantastic mod creator has modified for this purpose. So what I think we have to, I haven't actually tried this, but yeah, we can put a platform on top of it, and then we can just put terrain on top of that. Nice and simple. Doesn't have to be a super complicated thing. Doesn't have to take a lot of time, just nice and intuitive. So we're going to go ahead and get this situated here. Nice and easy. That's going to be 1, that's going to be 3, and then this is going to have to be 2 sets of 3. Oh man, that reminds me of Phase 10. What an accursed game. Really, really fun way to make enemies out of friends and family, that game. But it's wonderful, and I love it. I love it dearly. I also hate it. But what is it? The first phase is 2 sets of 3, and then a set of 3 and a run of 4. I don't know. I haven't played in a long time, but man, I don't see. Now I'm curious. I'm curious if you guys have ever played that, because I think it's the one where it's like what, 9 cards, 7 cards of one color. Whatever the phase is where you have to make a bunch of cards of one color, and you're playing with people that are smart and they know the game and they figure out what color you're collecting, it's over. You're not gonna get the cards. But I digress. Hopefully I don't sound like a completely insane person any more than I already know that's the case. So that can go there. We do have the tubeway levee as a block that we haven't unlocked yet, and I'm kind of tempted, to be perfectly honest with you, to put that in somewhere over here before we get too far. We do have another 15.5 days to try and make sense of this, depending on what else is going on. And of course, we do have to keep abreast of what's happening here. The tubeway bridge, as this is set up, you know, we didn't have to do it this way. As a bunch of you commented, yes, I do always read the comments, every single one. Can't respond to everybody, but yes, I was rightfully chastised for using the overhangs in conjunction with the tubeway bridges, because I honestly wasn't completely sure how they worked. But we do have this tiny tubeway station, and we're going to remain committed to how this has been set up just because I already did it. So we're going to help them reach that by putting in a path. Nice and easy, unless I fail to click in the right spot, which seems to happen a whole lot. Get these guys going over here with that. And then they're going to take care of this, which will give us, yeah, you know what, might as well disconnect that. And then we have all this space here. We don't need this wood, but, you know, it's already here. Let's just go ahead and mark it for cutting, take advantage of it while we have access to it. And then that's going to be that. And since we're already here, we might as well talk about how we're going to divert this water. If you remember the Apocalypse Mode series, if you haven't seen it, that's fine. It's a lot. But what we did there was we put sluices here, roughly. I mean, the verticality is slightly different in that playthrough, but we put sluices in front of here, and then we made a little diversion channel, and then some sluices here to block that, and then it just goes off the edge of the map. But what we have to make sure before we do anything else, we're going to pop in dev mode real quick, just to check the strength. So that's 2, that's 3, and that's 2. So we have a total strength of 7, which according to the little edge rule, we're going to have 4 of the edges for it to fall off of, so it doesn't back up. And I think what's going to make the most sense for that is to keep this completely level when going to the sides. Otherwise, if it falls down at all, then the edge limit, waterfall limit, whatever you want to call it, is in play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this come here. I am going to make it 2 blocks wide, just, you know, there's no reason not to. We'll bring this out here, and then we do have to have that 4 block wide thing. I will leave that gap there. That should be enough. If it's not, we can easily fix it. But yeah, it's going to be a super simple solution. Go ahead and pop in sluices here, because I know they're going to be able to build this. And again, the elevation is not changing, so 3 wide is going to be enough. I mean, obviously, because this is already 3 wide, just how it is. We'll go ahead and set this to close above contamination. Turn this setting off, which absolutely should not be ticked as default settings, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to get that put in place there, so that's looking good. How's our construction going here? Oh, look, they're like turbo mode over here. But it looks like we are going to be able to get some nice progress going here. Continue blasting. Danny DeVito style. I guess technically Frank Reynolds style, but that's neither here nor there. We have a whole lot of additional blasting to do here. And these guys aren't going to be able to help with the dynamite, unfortunately, but we can just keep them going here and start the process of covering... Wait a second. Okay, no, I just didn't have it in the right spot. I was about to say, oh no, I made a bad miscalculation, but no, I just clicked in the wrong spot. It's okay. Gonna be fine. No need to worry. Let's come back to over here, because we do have... this forester does have the range, technically, to plant all this, but in terms of actual, utility, it's going to become a question of what actually makes sense in terms of how fast these can be planted, and especially cut down. And I think we're going to have to put in some more of these lumberjack flags at some point. But we've been jumping around a whole lot, and I realized I neglected to fix some of the problems from last time, which was, of course, putting the builder's huts and the hauling posts back to the bots, which I'm pretty sure we can relatively safely do. So I'm going to just continue putting these back in piece by piece, because we only have so much. I do have to keep an eye on that. But now that we're producing enough fuel, we should be okay. Lubricant, we probably need to do a lot more work with. Actually, since we're already here. Yeah, it's the extract, the pine resin, and the canola oil. All of which we actually... no, extract. Extract is a problem. Okay, well, you know what? I'm glad I looked at that, because I wasn't even thinking about it. We can put another bot in here, and we can prioritize by haulers, so that should significantly improve. But we probably will have to have a second centrifuge, and that's such an easy thing to just go ahead and build. Might as well go ahead and do that. Just pop this in here. Of course, extract will go there. This really isn't that great of a layout for this stuff, which I guess we could probably improve substantially here. See, that's too wide. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We have the opportunity to do things that make sense, and we probably should, and by probably I mean definitely. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Bad water, extract. This is fuel. This probably should be... Okay, corn and water. I've got explosives in. That's not where that should be. This being bad water probably is also fine, but... Beet fuel, water. Okay, well, bottom line is we need to have water here, so that can be easily changed to water. Set to obtain, because all of these recipes are going to use water. Well, except this one. That's making that a bad water, but we also don't have any charcoal. See, there's so many things. This is why these episodes end up getting disjointed, is because I will find problems that need to be addressed and then lose track of what I was originally doing. So that's going to be an easy thing for us to get lost in. But I feel good about this. Like, I think this playthrough has gotten to the point where most of the really annoying stuff has been taken care of, and now we can just kind of focus on doing the fun stuff and, finishing things that we've started and somehow forgotten. Why does it always want to go on the very top of this? That's an interesting question, because look, all right, look at this. I have the option to go completely on top of this, but I think there's a if I move the camera far enough down, maybe not. Did that change? 'Cause I feel like I just demonstrated why that wasn't a thing. Oh! Well, what's up with that? Is it because it's surrounded on all sides by dirt except the top, and that's going to allow me to... No, I mean, I'm not going to complain. It's definitely easier if I don't have to do this, but... that really helps things out. Cool. See, it would be really nice if I actually, kind of understood things a little bit better. But, you know how it goes. So that's a double. This is a triple. It's about to be, looks like another triple and then a double. Be a pretty good basketball player. I was not good at basketball. I played church league for 2 years, and I was the center because I was the only team on the kid. There you go. The only kid on the team above 5 feet tall. So, do with that what you will. Hello, lag. Oh, did I miscount? Oh, I super did. Okay, that needs to be another dynamite. Okay, well. Can't win them all. And that can be a triple. So, I think what's going to make the most sense here, since we have access to the tiny tubeway station, which is here, I'm going to come up here, and then we will go directly over the top, and then have another station or two maybe over here, just to kind of keep it nice. Now, if I really, really wanted to be a masochist, I could bury that underneath the paths, but honestly, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. I choose life. Let's let's just pop those in there. It is nice that this just kind of automatically goes to dirt mode. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's got to get done. I am regrettably going to have to remove that dirt so I can actually see where I'm going. I always want to put it back in, and then I forget. But this is already paying pretty nice dividends. It's slowly, not consistently, but slowly increasing the amount of extract. And I know it's going to improve over time as we get more bots in here, but we do have other stuff we have to take care of here. All right, we finished cutting down all the trees. Wow, they did a good job over here. Nice and quick. Blast it away, and then, of course, put in sluices here. This needs to be set to close below contamination 1%. Turn that off. And, you know, if we've done this correctly, then this is going to work fine. Unfortunately, we can't test it for another 11.2 days, but we're definitely going to test it. All right, so, you know, that's an exciting development. If this is actually, you know, working, then that cleans this up tremendously. Obviously, there's, still a whole lot of nasty in here that will have to evaporate in due time. But that is a really, really nice landmark step for this playthrough. Hold on, what's going on over here? Oh, I paused all these because they finished getting rid of all of the trees. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I forgot about this little emergency spillway. Well, you know what? I'm glad we came over here because I never would have done that otherwise. Close below contamination. And yeah, this is just going to be emergency bad water release here. Cool. But now that we know we don't have to have any more lumberjack flags, these can go away. That is log storage. That does not need to be log stored. So, I guess I'll just get rid of it. I know they have to bring components up here, but it's fine. It's fine. We're not going to worry about it. How are we looking over here? Did they finish this? They did. Wow. They did such a good job. Good job, beavers. Come over here, take a look at this mess here. Keep popping this in. We don't have to wait for this to be finished. In fact, we should probably figure out what kind of station we're going to use. We haven't used the small one. We've used the tiny one. We've used the big one. The tiny one obviously has attachments on 5 of 6 sides, or has the ability to be attached to from 5 different sides, which would be a really handy thing for us to do here, because obviously we could have the doorway right at the end of this path, come in from the bottom, and then come out again from the top. And I think that's probably what makes the most sense here. But I do want to acknowledge that the small station does exist, and we probably should use one of those at some point. I like the glass dome. I think it looks really cool. So it would be neat to see that. But you know how it goes. Just doing what we can with what we got. That's what we always do. Let's go ahead and put in these guys just bendy around the way here. And I'm going to have this go all the way to the end because that makes sense. Put in a tiny tubeway station right here. And then I want to put... I guess we don't need another one here. That's probably fine. But I was thinking about maybe putting one in the middle. I guess we don't really need to worry about it, do we? Well, regardless... No, I didn't want that to go up. Stop that. And we'll bring that in there. And that should, you know, should be a pretty big improvement. A nice improvement, at least. And I know a whole lot of you have been waiting very patiently mostly, for me to take care of that. So, happy to oblige. And you know what? We need to just go down the row here and turn all of these back into bot things. I think we probably got most of it. Not all. Not all. Okay, that hauling post was not. Now it is. And it looks like... yeah, it looks like everything else is good so far. Every once in a while I'm scrolling and I think I see the little slider moved over to the left. And in this case it was. So, those are taken care of. No available workers, huh? Are we that low on bots? Oh, that's nothing. We only have, we got 2 incapacitated bots and 10 vacancies. Did I pause the construction of bots? I paused a couple of them, because I didn't think we had the components. But we've got a nice backlog now, so guess what? We're making bots again. Everybody's got to be bots. Alright, I think I'm going to have like one more level on this. Yes. Well, you know, technically it's a buried. I could just go up. But because we are all here bearing witness to this, I'm going to do it the correct way. As one does. But yeah, tremendous progress being made here. The extract still isn't enough. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, you know what? They need logs, and they don't have a log storage up here. Okay, well, I kind of boxed myself in here, and I don't like it. Well, the easy thing to do would be to come in here with the terrain blocks, and then just put a normal storage here. 4 logs, just so we have a nice supply for this. But I think we're going to have more than 2 of these, which is a little bit of a shame. Just a little bit. Because this was pretty efficient seeming, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't quite perfectly line up. I was going to say I could put 2 more here and then just have this come straight the way across and line up with this ladder, but that doesn't quite work. Plus, we are already almost tapped out on how much power we're making. Now, we can improve that. I do have space for 1 more of these compact water wheels, and we can always put engines in. But it is kind of a delicate balancing act in terms of what you are spending to make more power. And I did want to address a comment here. Somebody said that we're losing power through the wheels as a result of building this diversion this way. These are still making 90 HP each, and they weren't making that much before, so I honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I guess it's possible this isn't making its full potential, but what it's making is honestly enough for right now. I guess there's a chance that it could be a whole lot better if I had done it slightly differently, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes. How's this looking? Good, that's in place. We already established that one was finished. So I guess let's just come back here and get this wrapped up. Oh, what happened to the explosion sound? Oh well. Up we go. Wait, can I drag up? No. Okay, well that's probably for the best. Alright, that needs 1 more up, and then the tiny tubeway station goes here. I love that I can just do this. This is so cool. I love this mod so much, man. Just a tremendously fun addition to the game. Okay, I guess I can have that come in. That way might look pretty natural. That's level there. That'll look good there. That'll look good there. Again, I'm trying, maybe failing a little bit to make this seem believable. But, you know how it goes. I guess, it's fine. If you don't like it, let me know, and we might be able to do something about it. But I think for our purposes, it should be just fine. So they'll take care of that. That's going to greatly improve our mobility for the bots. And I think... see, look at all this. Look at all this. We have so much storage. Still not making a whole lot of extract. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to build another couple of those. But I think, let's see, that's slightly less than 200. What is the draw of this? Oh, okay, it's 200 even. Now, I did say I was going to get rid of this number cruncher and put in another water wheel here. I don't know. Maybe I do have to just suck it up and just keep using regular engines. Now, we do have the logs going down kind of dangerously. But I'm not sure if that's just because we've been building stuff. Oh, the goods statistics mod is back up and running, by the way. Thanks to those of you who let me know about that. Let's see, I don't know. I mean, obviously going down's not good, but I think, like, evening out is probably fine. This is marked for cutting, right? Good. Okay, and these trees are fine. Does it have the range? Okay, it does. We're still managing to keep up with the pine resin pretty well. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about that. Charcoal. Charcoal production. I think... Do we still just have the single... Okay, yeah. That is regrettable, the way that we've done this. We have an opportunity to kind of condense that, though. If we have logs here, it makes sense for us to just move, or not necessarily move, but to go ahead and place another one of these things up here. And by these things, I mean the kiln. And I do only have space presently for how this is laid out. I have space for one. But if it's right across from where the logs are stored and we need charcoal here to do this, I think it's going to be totally fine. Just got to let these guys build that first. It looks like this is fully connected with the exception of this tubeway. And now it's connected, so yeah, look at them go. I love tubeways. This is so cool. This is so awesome, man. Let's get the rest of these terrain blocks in. How are we doing here? Excavation. Okay, they're still plugging away. We have so much dirt, man. We have so much dirt. Like, I don't think it's possible for us to use all this dirt. So, we are going to have to abandon the dirt excavator model because we just don't have anywhere to put the dirt. Somebody suggested I can just, you know, delete the underground piles and then delete the piles of rubble, but I don't like that idea. Because that feels like cheating to me. But it really doesn't matter, honestly. I just don't want to do it that way. So we won't. We just, like, look at this, like, going underground. That's so cool. It's like actually a proper subway for a very brief period of time. But let's come back to the list here, because I feel like we've gotten a pretty good amount of stuff done, but I know that there's always more. There's always more. Oh, you know what we haven't done? Is we haven't blasted out our river here to be level. And I've got to make sure... Okay, all the beavers are no longer working, so I can safely do this. I can just go ahead. Remember, this is the bottom of the map. I can go ahead and just blast this whole thing out, and we know we can replace that nice and easy. Because I'd kind of, you know, not figured out how wide I wanted this to be. But honestly, I kind of just want to leave this like it is. And not really worry about it. The correct way to do this is to remove the automated water pumps and rebuild them, but I kind of don't want to do that. I know, right? Color me surprised. But if I just go ahead, we have a lot of dynamite. If I just go ahead and blast all of this out as it is, then, you know, we accomplish that goal without any sort of, you know, stupidity or minimal stupidity. And I guess that's probably okay. But seeing how this is, I had thought about maybe trying to make this a little bit narrower. But I really just don't have a great grasp on channel dynamics of laying this stuff out. And I know this isn't really the smart thing to do, but I figured, you know, it probably would look a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not in love with this, but I can't hate it. It's probably fine. We do have to get the beavers down here. The ladder's always in a different place. Every single playthrough, man. Every single playthrough, it's in a different spot. Let's see. Do I have good access to get over here? Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. Well, I think we're going to be okay. Just like this. We're going to have to play with it a little bit. How many... No incapacitated bots. Okay, so I guess our fuel distribution is working out okay. Now we have 240 something, okay, it keeps going up, lubricant. But we don't have a great lubricant distribution system. I really should have probably thought about laying it. You know what this reminds me of? SimCity 2000 represented traffic with those blue dots on the roadways. That's exactly what this reminds me of. Obviously, this is much faster. And, not just a randomized approximation of traffic demand or whatever. But still pretty cool. Alright, let's get rid of that suspension bridge and then take a look. I mean, this number just, it keeps going up, but really slowly. So maybe it's okay? Maybe? I don't know. I feel like I should be making lubricant over here, and I should have a storage for it. But maybe that's something we can take care of at a later point in time. This kiln, of course, right here, can be set to charcoal, since we have the logs very conveniently there. That seems to be fine. Okay. Now, how is... Yeah, okay, they did a decent amount of this, but now it's too far because I don't have a pathway going here. And I'm not going to because I have the trees. However, comma, we can demolish that tree, and then I have this here, which should give us a tremendous advantage in getting the rest of this taken care of. And I also need to put in, I guess it's going to have to be, let's just take that out and put a ladder in here. They'll be able to get across. Of course, we can, you know, actually put a path in here. That is not an issue. It'll just get blown up. That's a good change they made. I think that should be reachable. So, I do want to blow this up before we get into the next temperate cycle. And then, of course, we have this bit here. And then, I mean, it makes sense for this area here under the dam, so to speak, to be a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper. We don't have the deeper luxury, but we definitely do have the bigger luxury. We can just pop this in here. I don't think we need the stream gauge. That can safely go away. And then we can kind of round this corner off just a touch. Just make this a little bit less dumb looking. A little bit. Not perfect, but definitely a little bit. Take that out of there. And then, like I said, we will rebuild this. It doesn't necessarily have to be this exact. Look at all these bots, man. Well, they're just going to town on this thing. And of course, this isn't reachable, but this will be very, very soon. Just like that. Nice and easy. Oh, you know what? Side effect of how I built this is these apple trees are going to die. I wonder how many more of them are going to be cut off when this goes in. Interesting to think about. But we have all this space that we can plant down here, even if we don't need all these apples. And let's be honest, we probably don't. I think we're going to be fine. Okay, so that's already completely irrelevant. That's completely irrelevant. That can be removed. All right, now this when I demolish this is going to cause some flooding. So this is automatically set to close. It's set to close above downstream depth of 1.8. There's going to be a flood. No real way around that. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to have to be quick. We'll do one at a time. And I don't have to have this down. I don't have to put the sluice down at the bottom. Because we want there to be water in here for these pumps to pump. Even though, honestly, we probably don't need it. This is just me trying to, you know, honor commitments I made earlier in the playthrough and then, you know, never actually got around to doing it. So if I just put the single sluice here, we just have this close above downstream depth of, let's say, 0.8. That probably should be able to keep up with just this simple thing here, and obviously we still have to do a little bit more terraforming that way. But if this is the top priority, obviously this water is going to fill up very, very, very quickly, and we're going to have flooding. But the builder bots will take care of this very, very quickly, hopefully before we have any tremendously annoying stuff occur. Alright, get that finished. Good job. Alright, that actually worked out really nicely. And this never even had to go on permanently closed. We got 3.2 days left. And as long as nobody's going to get exploded, we can go ahead and just blow it up. Cool. So I think we can be pretty happy with that. And then, of course, we have this side as well. And we are going to have to, you know, take this tube apart and fix that. But we'll get there when we get there. It's always fun to see that go left to right in the stereo. And then we have this bit here. Now, you might say, you left a whole bunch of stuff here, and you would be correct. I completely forgot about it. So, now it's gone, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, but I have to worry about that. That's tragic. That's bad. So I guess I'll have to put that there. But, again, since it's still a drought and we have absolutely completely full water storage, it's time to go ahead and get rid of all of this mess. Just get it nice and cleaned up. Let them pick up all the pieces if they even have space to put it. Ooh, our wood numbers have gone down dangerously. Well, that's why we have pine trees. And yes, I've heard your cries. They will not stay pine trees. They will be converted to oaks. This was temporary. I think I did say something to that effect in the previous episode. This was like emergency fast wood. But oak is always superior on the one space, one day, X amount of logs thing. No matter how much people will say otherwise, I'm always going to do oaks. But I figured I'd throw you guys a bone with the get some wood. What is it? What's the J.G. Wentworth structured settlement commercials where it's like opera singing on a bus, which if I was a passenger on that bus would probably drive me to drive me to do things that I'm not going to say out loud on the internet. But yeah, please don't be annoying on public transport, folks. just be good people. Singing an opera on a bus is not being good people. It's like when I was a music major. We had the... yeah, that's a whole bunch of stories in itself. We had this student lounge in the School of Music building. And the rule was you don't practice in the lounge. It's a place where you can relax, you know, do some homework. There's a microwave. There's a vending machine. So, you know, the instrumentalists would have been immediately drawn and quartered had they pulled out, say, a trumpet or something and started blasting away in the student lounge. But no, the opera students, the opera majors, they'd come and sing all the time. They'd get mad when people told them off. It's like, what? If I can't practice in here, then you can't practice. And it's different. Stop it. Just don't be dumb. Be considerate. Beautiful singing, but I don't want to hear it while I'm eating my ramen noodles. No, I got theory class in 15 minutes. I don't want to think about it any more than I have to. But that was a past life that I'm glad is no longer what I have to do every day. Instead, I get to play beavers on the internet and talk to you guys, and that's you know, ironically a lot better paying. And it's more fun, less stressful. But I digress very heavily. I'm really excited to see if this works. I can't forget that we're going to test that. Have we made any progress? No, not really. I got to find something to do with all this dirt. A bunch of people suggested filling in this little river here. We can do that. We have these other holes, and we can do different, like, channelizing of this stuff as well. There's lots to think about it. I'm not really going to have a good answer for it until we have, like, water flowing again. I guess that's something I could ask you guys. You know, that is kind of half the point of this, is to interact and get your feedback. Is a Let's Play, not a Watch Me Play. It's a Let's Play. So, you know, if you have any ideas where we could dump, how much do we have? 5,800 units of dirt. Let me know. I got ideas. Oh, it's like our neighbors put a swimming pool in the 90s. And in our backyard, I guess it was a thing. Why am I telling so many stories? I don't care. You're a captive audience. You're going to listen to me anyway. We had a sinkhole open up in our backyard because I guess it was a thing where they would just bury like construction debris and trash instead of, you know, hauling it off properly. They just bury it in the backyard. Like, oh, it's not our problem. It's not our house. Like, thanks, guys. But we had this sinkhole open up. We're like, man, what do we do with this? And, you know, the neighbors are putting a pool in, and there's all the dirt on the fence line. So I guess my dad, like, hired the neighbor kids to come in with the shovels and wheelbarrows and fill in the hole. You know, I don't know how much of that dirt they used. We still didn't fill the hole up. I guess that's why it's a sinkhole. But anyway, man, you're getting so many stories today. So many stories. But yeah, we're just going to keep right on moving along. Check the range on the apple trees here. I like the idea of stuff being nice and visually congruent. I do think that's worth doing. Oh yeah, remember when I was going to do this and then I got distracted? Like, yeah, fill in the blank here. Yes. Choices were definitely made. Let's get this situated in here. I mean, I got enough bots being builders. I don't think it's going to be a problem. And we also have 14,000 water, so that's not going to be a problem. But you know how it goes. Come get your stuff, dudes. Let's go. I guess I probably could have put a tubeway station up here. Well, we'll get it figured out. We got plenty of time. Not in a rush. I just would like to not be playing this playthrough for the next 3 years, because I'm sure we're going to get all sorts of new updates and stuff. Alright, get that out of the way. And then we are going to have to get rid of this. Not all of it. Not all of it at once. Let's get that picked up. Get this blasted up. We don't really need to blast all of it out. Honestly, yeah, you know what? I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of this. Yeah, that's fine. I really just need to have this whole thing blasted appropriately. Yeah, we got time. Who cares? Okay, is that ready to go? So, get these guys out of the way here. Alright, now I gotta pause. Demolish all of these at once that are going to actually be going through, which I guess is just these? Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, but there's a flaw in your plan. You didn't... Yeah, I know. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Because now what I can do is, since this is just going all the way across here, I can pop in this bit. Nice and easy, and we can actually use that to get across, and then put this bit back in. So, you know how it goes. Alright, got 0.2 days left. We cannot forget to check our flow. Well, I guess this is just an overflow anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's just a nice fail-safe, but I am just so curious. So I'm going to set this to closed, forced closed, and this to open, and see if this doesn't overflow. Because that's basically the same thing that would happen if this were a bad tide simulation. Alright, cycle 30, day 1. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. Alright, don't let me down. Where's my water? There it is. There it is. Alright. So far, so good. Is that it? That can't be it. That's not nearly enough liquid coming out. I'm assuming this just has to increase. Okay, it does. It ramps up. Ramps up. Forgive me. Forgive me for my my impatience. You'll be doing a whole lot of that if you watch my videos. But I am, I mean, it's working now. We'll come back and check on it a little bit. I don't want to sit here too much. How are we looking here? Okay, and I don't have to worry about not doing this all at once because it's just going to take time. You already know. But I think for what we're working on here, I do want to put in the overhang just because it looks cooler. You know? Don't really have to have a super enticing reason otherwise. Aha! Okay, this is what you guys were talking about. Like, hey, you gotta get rid of this. Like, okay, well, you would be correct. There's no reason for this to still be here. It's kind of overcomplicated. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. And there you go. Connected. Super easy. Super simple. Love it. Alright, and I do need to put the automated pumps back in. How did I have these set up? I actually don't remember. Did I have them flipped? Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess not. Okay, well, you know, might as well just do this the right way here. Oh, you know what? I gotta pause these. I gotta pause them because it's gonna get built before I can put anything else here. See, this is why I should always plan these things out a little bit better. Let's come back, take a look at this. Okay, so it seems that this is doing just fine. Let's just check our strength. It's not quite at full strength, but it's pretty close. That's all. That's at 2. That's at 2. Just about full strength. I'm gonna call that good. Yeah. Looks good. All right. Open. Or I guess I should say auto. Okay, a little bit of surging there. But we don't really need to worry about that. That seems like it's going to be fine. Oh, I forgot this is a bad water source. I definitely mentioned it in the drought, and then I completely forgot. But I don't think we need to pump this. I think we can safely just put this as a discharge set to closed. And then we'll come through with a... let's see. Wait. We're not cavemen. We have technology. Let's utilize that technology. Oh yes, friends. Oh yes. A thing of absolute perfection. Build from the tubeway bridge the bad water discharge. Unless they can't do that unless they're outside. We'll find out very, very quickly. If that's the case, then I'll take this off and figure something else out at that point in time. But anyway, this is not open. If I force it open to simulate bad water conditions, okay, that probably doesn't make a tremendous difference, but it does work. Neat. How are we looking here? Oh. Yeah, I definitely forgot about this. Come on. Get that 4x1 in, and as soon as that's taken care... Oh, they're not going to be able to do it unless they... Okay, no, we're good, we're good. Another case of emotional whiplash via me forgetting stuff. Let's see, those are looking alright. Oh, I didn't get this one done. Well, we don't necessarily have to have that. I want to make sure we can pump water. You know, because 14,000 water is, you know, it's going to be depleted in over 99 days, so that's obviously a super huge emergency we absolutely must address at this very moment in time. What I should have done is I should have planted these oak trees more quickly. Well, they'll get it figured out. I'm not that worried about it. 4 vacancies. I guess this bot setup here might only be enough to support about 260, which is fine. But, you know it's not going to get any easier here. That's why we got to pump up our wood numbers. Okay, that's taken care of. This is taken care of. Let's go ahead and get... Which one is attached to the power? I guess it's this one. We'll get at least one going because we are running a little low on some materials. We probably can pause couple of these. Yeah, I'll just pause those 2 for right now. Now, if they can build... They can... Oh, this is a beautiful... It's an absolutely glorious discovery. Have I said how much I love the tubeways yet? I think I have, but I'm not going to stop. That is tremendous. I love it so much. And that is... I guess the only other bad water source over here. We already have that one stopped up. I can't believe I hadn't identified that's where that was. But yeah, really, really good stuff, folks. Really inspiring, because that's going to make this clean, that's going to make that clean. Well, we're going to have to flesh it a little bit, and of course this is going to be its own can of worms. But I believe, long term, you know, on a long enough timeline, everything gets an LS swap, and on a long enough timeline, this will be clean. So, right about the time they put one of those things in, I don't know, what's the most obscure car you could think of, we'll probably have that taken care of. Still looking good power-wise here. Oh, almost perfectly matched. Alright, and then our extract is still climbing very slowly, but it is slightly more than adequate, so I think we could be pretty happy with that. Oh, we're making so much good progress, folks. What a tremendous episode. Stop saying tremendous. Well, eventually, maybe. Okay, that's done. Get that taken care of. I think we are in such good shape. We can feel very, very happy about what we're doing here. Okay. Oh, wow, it's already at 57 minutes. Alrighty then. Well, that's a deep subject. We need to fill this in. I guess... Man, I keep thinking of stuff I want to fix or improve, and then I forget to do something else. So, you know how it goes. I guess just so we have something else for these guys to do, I can work on filling this in a little bit. See, if I just start with a 45-degree thing, then I guess that's probably okay. At least a couple people suggested that we kind of go around these blockages, make it like a little feature of this channel. The channel being Water Not Channel is in the YouTube channel, but... Oh, I forgot! Oh no, they're gonna silly Billy themselves. Oh no. Oh, I don't want to deal with that. Please be smart, don't get stuck. I will not rescue you. Let's be honest, I probably would. But did they get this cleaned off? Looks like they did, so that's going to be clean. This is already cleaning substantially. This is already cleaning substantially. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking real good. Super good. So this does have to get taken care of. You know what? We don't need to stand for this. We can just block this off. Why did not do that sooner? I don't think we need to be utilizing this for power generation. Although we could. We could if we wanted to, but I think for right now, we might as well just go ahead and seal it off. So many projects, so little time. This is a very far distance for these guys to go, and I don't think I want to build a tubeway over here. Well, you know, it's not always going to be super efficient, and that's just the way it's going to go. Okay, logs are slowly recovering. I'm going to just stick with 3 of these automated water pumps for now, because we're going to have to just, end the episode, because if I don't, it's just going to keep on going forever. But I feel really good about getting this taken care of. This blocked off. I guess we could probably get rid of this at some point, but not right now. This is going to take a little bit more time to get this all cleaned out, but eventually it will be clean now that there's no more dirty water coming through any of this, and we'll get everything else squared away. But very, very good progress. Obviously, like I said, still lots more to get done. Lots of improvements to be made, and there is some stuff that I said we were going to get to that we didn't quite get to today, but we're going to be in fantastic shape. So I'm really, really thankful you choose to watch these videos and support the channel, especially Beard Boosters, who, by the way, funded the new computer that I'm recording this on. And yes, we are getting substantially better frame rates, even though Emberpelts mod does seem to chug quite a lot because of everything it has going on. In the corner of my screen, I'm seeing about 70 FPS, with spikes down to the high 30s, low 40s, which honestly, compared to what we had before, at this stage of the playthrough, I will absolutely take. And hopefully you noticed by now this video is also available in 1440p resolution, so tremendous upgrade in terms of video quality for those of you watching on large TVs. I'm sorry I can't do 4K. That would have required like a 5090, which I'm absolutely not spending $3,000 on. Sorry, but you know, maybe at some point in the future we can continue upgrading stuff. I mean, honestly, I'm really happy with the way that this is performing now, and we got a badtide coming in, so we have plenty to get to next episode when we start back up with this series again. But I really appreciate, seriously, everything you guys have done for me and for the channel in general. It's been amazing. I'm really glad that we get to spend this time together, and I just think it's incredible that I get to do this to justify my continued existence on our planet where you have to actually pay for stuff. So that's enough rambling. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I really appreciate you guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.